I'm done. I'd like to show you some modifications that I've been working on for my rear fender. I just couldn't deal with the big bulbous rear end that this thing had on it when I bought it, so after really thinking about what I could do, I decided to bob it like a lot of other guys did. First thing I did was I took the rear fender off, made up a template for the particular shape I wanted on my rear fender. Then I applied some tape pretty much in the shape of this pinstriping around so that I could get a good look at what it was going to look like when I was done. Then I got the saw out and cut it all the way around from about this point here to about that point there. After I got it off, I did a touch-up of the cut surface with a little paint. Then I bought some trim, some door trim, and put along the cut edge to give it a more finished look, as you can see here. Got that applied. Then I put my pinstriping back on the fender. At that point, I decided to get the fender back on the bike so that everything that went on after that would look just right and be in the right places. The first thing I did was I had an old license plate bracket from one of my old bikes. I don't even know which one it was, but I put it on, and that's going to act as not only my new license plate bracket, but I've got a special LED bracket coming that's got my rear brake light and running light right in the bracket. So hopefully that'll be here today and I'll get it put on. That's waiting. I've got wires just dangling here waiting to be connected to that when it gets here. I had a couple turn signals that I bought actually for my old Goldwing that I no longer have, and actually I had 4 left. I took the old signals off and I put these on. All it took was to drill a hole here and a hole here. As far as the bracket here, I just drilled 2 holes for the bracket and put a hole right there. That's where my wiring will come up, and like I said, hopefully I'll have that today. I think it looks pretty good. I'll show you how much I actually took off. I've got it over here. This is the amount of rear fender that came off. As you can see, it was a pretty substantial piece of hardware that I took off. It wasn't that hard, it's actually quite thin, so it wasn't too hard to cut it out. But like I said, imagine this on the back of here. There's a lot of fender there, and I really wasn't crazy about Triumph's tail light anyway. I've been thinking about replacing it with a Harley one, but because of the indentation in the rear fender on both places where the license plate bracket and turn signal holder went, and the rear tail light, there's really no way. I suppose you could bond to it, fill it, and go into that, but I really wasn't into that. So anyway, this is what came off. This is what we're looking at now. I'll take a couple of stills as I get along here, but hopefully it'll be done today. Very inexpensive too, the whole process with the LED tail light, running light, probably cost me about 80, 90 bucks. These I already had, that I already had. The pinstriping, I think I bought a whole roll of it, was probably about 6 bucks, and I wanted it to match the rest of the motorcycle, but very inexpensive. I think it looks a lot better.